Hello everybody. My name is Melissa Faust. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Minnesota, which is in the United States, and we are close to Christmas time. And so for this week's Create and Color Challenge, we're going to do one last Christmas card. I know you might be done with your cards, but you might also need a couple. And this color challenge is also good for like Valentine's Day if you are done with Christmas cards. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera down and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so this is the card we're going to make today. Isn't it gorgeous? I cased this card directly from Teneale Williams. I think that's how you say her name. She is in Australia. I will put the spelling of her name in my blog post, which will be linked in the description box below. But this card is using the Christmas to Remember stamp set, which is thankfully staying with us for next season, which is so exciting. So this one is sticking around for a while. But we're going to use some sentiments from here, and then we're also using the Time of Giving bundle, which is retiring, and we're actually going to focus mainly just on this die right here, which I absolutely love, to get that Santa and his reindeer. Okay, so the colors this week are Crumb Cake, Real Red, Basic White, and, well, I don't think Basic White will be listed, but you know, Basic White is always allowed. Crumb Cake, Real Red, and then Early Espresso, which we used in that ink. So let's go ahead and make this card. So to save a little bit of time, I went ahead and did a lot of the prep work. So we've got a Crumb Cake card base, and then we've got a piece of Real Red that was embossed with the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. By the way, all the measurements can be found on my blog, link below. Then we've got a piece of Basic White, 2 pieces of the Heartwarming Hugs DSP, which is also sadly leaving us. And then I've got a piece of Crumb Cake for the sentiment. We also have a piece of Basic White for the inside of the card, a little strip of that Heartwarming Hugs DSP, just because this is all I had left and I didn't want to throw it away because I knew we could use it on the inside. And then I went ahead and die cut kind of the Santa and the reindeer. I did die cut it, we just have to make it look a little bit prettier. And then we also have some ribbon, and this diamond weave ribbon is also retiring. So many beautiful products that are leaving us soon, but I would just say stock up now while you can. Get them while you can. Products are available while supplies last on these things, so you want to make sure that if it's something you like, you buy it right away so it doesn't disappear on you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just put some seal on the back of this piece, and then I'm putting my diamond weave ribbon down. And now, usually, if you've been around before, you know that I usually like to go ahead and put this up on dimensionals. But we've already got some things on dimensionals here, so I didn't want to make this card too thick. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use seal. Now, the trick with an embossed piece is that you need to use a lot of adhesive to make sure it sticks to your card base. Especially with that ribbon there, it's going to naturally want to kind of poke up a little bit because it's got some extra bulk under there, okay? So we've got that tacked down to our card front. Then I'm going to take that smaller piece of Basic White right here. We'll go ahead and scoot that away. So we're going to take this piece, and that piece. And we're going to go ahead and layer these. Now I'm going to use my liquid glue to do this. I really liked in the original card, I really liked that she just had a tiny little border that you could see the white. So that's what we're going for here. So you might not even be able to see it as I place this piece down, but it's just got the tiniest border, and I really, really liked that. So you can kind of see it there. Okay, so I just lined up this piece of the Designer Series paper. Then I'm going to take this piece, and this one will overlap my first piece just a little bit. So I'm just going to line up the bottom and the sides to make sure it gets where I want it to. And whoops, that's why I used the liquid glue. So I have extra time to move it back in place. All right, there we go. Then we're going to go ahead and use some dimensionals to pop this up, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to use 4 dimensionals, 1 in each corner. And then I know that I want 2 dimensionals in the middle, but I don't want to go over that ribbon so that the card doesn't get warped. So I'm actually going to place the dimensionals right there on either side because we know that this panel will cover those. And so that's what we're going to do there. We're just going to take all these backings off now. And then we'll go ahead and flip this over. and get this lined up in the center. And look at that. So that made it so that we connected, but we didn't go over that ribbon, which is awesome. Okay, so then we're gonna take our cool little die cut piece here, and we're just gonna do a little bit of snipping. Now, I'm not too worried about this bottom layer. I actually kind of like it because it'll help me to keep everything in place. But we are gonna try to rescue our little deer here. Try to cut his little foot out. And I know I'm gonna have some paper flying. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my snips in here and just gently cut without ripping his front paw off, okay? So just like that, and there his little paw. Then we just need to rescue Santa's sleigh over here too. I love this die set, and this is my favorite die of this whole die set. All right, so I just cut a little curve for Santa's sleigh there, and then we'll just go right there and chop the rest of that off, okay? Let me move all those little scraps out of the way. Then I'm just going to use my liquid glue and add some glue to the back. This is such a cute card. I was just scrolling on Instagram, and Instagram has quickly become my favorite place to find card ideas. And I was just scrolling and I came across it and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make that card. So thank you to, I can't even remember her name now. Hold on, let me look. Teneale. I think that's how you say it. So thanks to Teneale for designing this card because it's gorgeous. Okay, so we've got that all adhered. Now I'm going to bring in my little crumb cake piece. I'm going to also bring in my Early Espresso ink pad and the sentiment that says magic is in the air. Now there are a lot of great sentiments in this stamp set, but I thought with Santa on in his sleigh, what would be better than magic is in the air? You know, like that was just the perfect one. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to use 3, but I'm going to actually lay them directly on my card. Now I'm being careful to make sure they're about level, but I know that this is where I want my sentiment to sit. So that way I don't go too far off the edges of my sentiment, because then it would just be floating in the air over here, okay? So then we're going to take this guy and I'm going to make sure he's centered and looks good and stick him down. And then I'll bring in my paper snips and just do a quick little trim of these sides here. Just like that. Look at how cute that is. And okay, so the day I am filming this, all of these products are still available. They could disappear pretty quick. So like I said, if you like anything, this DSP, these dies, make sure you buy them as soon as you possibly can, so you don't miss out on them. And my shopping link can be found down in the description box below, but it's also just shop.stampwithmelissa.com. Pretty easy to remember. Okay, so let's go ahead and ink up this sentiment for the inside, which says, love and joy come to you, and may it last the whole year through. I think that's so sweet. That was also in Early Espresso. We'll close that and move it to the side. Then I'm going to use my liquid glue once again to just jazz up or put some glue on this little DSP, which will jazz up the inside of our card. And we'll just line that up on the bottom. And because this was an extra strip, it was actually a little bit too short to span across the whole thing, but I thought that looked okay with the little banner there, okay? Let's add some glue to the back of this piece then. Whoops, here we go. And we will get this adhered to the inside of our card. Look at how absolutely stunning this card is. So thank you to Teneale for designing it so that we could create it, because I think it's just gorgeous. Okay, so if you'd like to participate in this week's color challenge, please do. I love to see what you create. Just create a project using these colors as your inspiration and post it on social media with the hashtag #CreateInColorChallenge, or even better, you can post it directly into my Facebook group, and the link to that is down in the box below. That is just a free community for you to join. You are welcome to post your creations anytime, not just during the color challenge, and we love to see them and support you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.